Welcome. In this video, we are going to learn how to prepare a node for SQL Server clustering Node 2. My previous video was about Node 1. If you have watched my video about Node 1, you can skip this video because I'm going to use same steps to be prepared for Node 2 for our SQL Server clustering setup. So if you just if you want to learn how to prepare on our node SQL Server clustering server setup, so that this is the video going to be very beneficial for two. In this demo we will be preparing a TBS node 2 right here. Needs to be have a static IP address and remove the DHCP setting that need to be removed, and have a static IP address. So we will be adding two lines local area network, one for external and other is private communication. Private communication is also known as heartbeat, and we will be configuring external and private communication on this node. Cluster service account needs to be set up on this particular node, and this need to be admin on, and make sure that SQL our cluster service account is admin on this account. Next is installing failover clustering Windows feature, and install distribution transaction service Windows feature and .NET framework 3.5 Windows feature need to be installed in order to ask if in order to prepare node 2 for SQL Server setup. Let's go prepare node 2. Here's my node 2 TBS node 2. It's my host name right here, and in order to make sure that we have two local area networks, you need to go in a network and right click on network and open up network and sharing and standard, and click on change adapter setting. As you can see that right here I have two local area network, one is external and another is private. So external is the one that going to be set up communication, going to set up communication between cluster and nodes and in our organization network, and private is going to be set up communication between between the nodes and nodes only. So let's go ahead and check the click properties. I'm using IPv4, so I will select that and go to the properties, and as you can see that static IP address already configured on this node, and if there is DHCP setting enabled or configured on this node in your case, so it's going to be obtain IP address automatically. This selected and obtain DNS server address automatically. This will be selected in your case if your DHCP setting is configured on your node, but that need to be removed. In that case, you remove that and click on use IP address and provide the static IP address, subnet mask as well as default gateway and DNS setting. This setting should tell you this is basically line going to be communicated with external network, which is your organization network. And let's go ahead and take a look on private local area network setting. Go to the properties and IPv4, click properties, and notice right here that is 192.168.2. right here I am using different subnet, and that is basically requirement of our configuring the heartbeat of private network. You cannot use the same subnet right here, so it needs to be different. So I am using 2 instead of 1, and 2 is private IP address, and right here is subnet mask. And also notice right here I did not configure any default gateway or DNS right here. So the reason behind that is that this particular network is not being going to be used communication with external network. It is going to be used for communication between the nodes, between the only nodes. So that is private communication. So I gonna make sure that you understand that there is itself a heartbeat configuration requirement. You cannot use same subnet. Alright, next we need to make sure that our cluster service account is configured admin on this particular node. So I'm gonna go ahead and right click on that, and I'm using Windows 2012 R2. Go into computer management. In my case, in my case, let's see what is the admin account, and whatever your service account is, that need to be admin on your nodes. That So okay, uh, I'm gonna go ahead and expand local users and group, and go to groups and click and double click on administrator, and right here is the, we can see that what is our administration user. And if you not part of administrator, in this case you need to go ahead and click and add, and provide the provide the account name right here. In my case is cluster admin. Check, click on check, and it will automatically show right here, and automatically gather this the domain with the account detail. And if I click OK, it's gonna give me error that this account already have basically a administrator group. So all you need to do is click OK, and it will be part of your administrator group. That is also requirement. So next is thing we need to look at is the features. Let's go back, and these are the Windows features that need to be enabled for us for successful configuration of this node and to be added in cluster, which is failover clustering and distribution transaction service, Windows feature, and .NET framework 3.5. So go ahead and check that. In order to see that what is already installed, features and roles, I'm gonna go ahead and click open up server manager. I'm using Windows 12, and if you're using Windows 2009 or 2008 R2, you can go to control panel and go to programs, and show you basically add and remove program, and know the program and Windows features, roles and features, and I will show you basically that what roles and feature I've already installed. If you're using Windows 2012, just follow me to show the which feature are already installed in your server. All the way down, and go down, click the local server and go down, and load search feature right there. If you can see that application role, and don't let it fool you that .NET Framework 4.5 is higher than 3.5, because .NET Framework 3.5 used to be installed. If you don't install 3.5, going to you're going to fail, and SQL Server installation, that is mandatory. So kind make sure that, and don't escape that the part, and installation of .NET Framework 3.5 just because of the 4.5 already installed. Make sure that 3.5 is already installed in the selected install it in Windows feature on the server. So let's go ahead and add this feature. Click on add roles and features, click next. Right here, this is the server we're going to install our features. And application here, let's see that what app application is installed, and distribution transaction. We need, if you click on this, we need incoming and outgoing. If you expand that, distribution transaction, let's go ahead and click next. And after .NET Framework 3.5 features, we're gonna go ahead and click that. Then we're gonna go ahead and click clustering, add features. Already we're ready to click next, and click on restart the destination server automatically if requires. You don't have to, basically you already know that these features doesn't require restart of your computer. If you wanted to install other feature before restart, you don't have to click on restart destination server automatically. But also the features in 2012 .NET Framework 3.5 and somehow gets an error. You need to specify the alternate source path, so which is your installation media. I'm gonna make sure that I can configure that. If you click on that, you're looking for is installation media sources and a backslash and sxx. That is this is the folder is looking for. I'm trying to be install is .NET Framework 3.5 feature. So let me make sure that I have the media. I'm gonna go ahead and click on I don't have the media, so I'm gonna go ahead and give the media. right here. This is right here with my Windows 2012, and go ahead and mount that. And this is the sources right here, and this is the SXX right here before the folder is looking for. So in my case, if I go back to my computer, this is E and backslash sources. So I'm going to go ahead and provide that the path E clone backslash sources backslash SXX, and click OK. Just this is just make sure that our .NET Framework 3.5 installation will not fail. So click on installation, and installation is going to take a little bit time, and so once the installation is completed, I will be back. The required features are installed successfully. We can go ahead and close this, and go back to local server and make sure that they're installed. Application server feature is installed, .NET Framework 3.5 also installed, and distribution transaction also installed. Failover clustering right here is installed. .NET Framework 3.5 feature is installed. So basically this node is ready to be added in our cluster. So next, okay, thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe.